You know, I got to admit, less and less I'm using these heavy book field guides, and more I'm using my phone to identify wild plants and animals that I see. Phone apps, as far as ones that can be used for that purpose, have come a long way in recent years. And two very popular phone apps for identifying wild plants and animals are Seek and iNaturalist. But what are the differences between Seek and iNaturalist, and which one should you use? Well, I'm Alex, and I'm your CLE-UrbanNaturalist, and that's what we're going to explore today. Before we get started though, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so that you never miss your dose of nature in the city. Let's check it out. Seek by iNaturalist is a handy and easy to use mobile app for identifying plants and animals on the fly as you're walking through a park or natural area. Simply point your phone's camera at your subject while the app is running, and let Seek do the work of figuring out what it is. Sometimes it can get it down to species, and if not, it will display the closest taxonomic result it can find. You can save your observations on your device, earn virtual badges to track your achievements, and look up more information about that species with links provided by the app. The app is free and does not require creating an account or revealing any personal information, which means this app can be used by minors. And that's it. It's simple, and there's nothing more to it. But where does Seek draw its information from to help you identify your subject? Its built-in image recognition system draws on data primarily from iNaturalist, and we'll take a look at iNaturalist next. At first glance, the iNaturalist app may appear similar to Seek. Just like Seek, it has a point-and-shoot function for identification. You can upload and save your list of observations and use the app as a launching point to learn more about your subject. But you'll quickly see a lot of differences. For one thing, in order to use the app, you'll need to create an account and log in. To create an observation, you'll need to hit that plus sign on your observations page, and you'll see that you have the option to not only snap a photo, but also record a sound, or to not upload any images or media at all. The observation page itself has many more fields, including a section for notes, date and time information, location visibility, whether or not the subject is wild or not, and the option to include the observation in one or more projects. We'll briefly talk about projects in just a few moments, but let me reveal another important element of iNaturalist that makes it stand out from Seek. Take a look at one of my observations. Here, you'll notice the app says my observation is research grade. That means enough people have confirmed the identification of my subject that iNaturalist considers my observation correct and legitimate. This means that, unlike Seek, iNaturalist helps you identify things by not only using image recognition, but also with the help of real people. This provides a much more reliable and scientific grade method for both identification and observation collection. There's something more. iNaturalist is not only an app, but it also has a fully functioning website. And you may be wondering, why does iNaturalist have a website when there's already an app? And what's that for? The website provides an interface for additional functionality that is either unavailable in the app or which requires more screen real estate. With the iNaturalist website, you can create projects that can be saved across devices and shared with others, including scientists. Observations can be customized to include different data entry fields, and your observations can be exported into file formats that are compatible with geographic information systems, which can then be used to produce maps for geospatial analysis by professional data analysts. You can upload photos from non-phone cameras by plugging it into your computer. These are just some of the additional capabilities of the iNaturalist website. As you can see, iNaturalist and Seek are quite different. So the question then becomes, which app should you use, Seek or iNaturalist? And which one is better? Whether to use Seek or iNaturalist depends on what you're hoping to accomplish. If you're just a casual observer and you want to get a rough idea of what some of the plants and animals are around you, then Seek is probably your best bet. Seek is also great for kids and students, as they don't have to create a user account, and that data is separate from what's used on iNaturalist, which can help ensure data quality. On the other hand, if you're looking to create your own biological science inventory, you want to contribute directly to science projects like BioBlitzes, or you just want something that's more reliable and offers more feedback, then you may want to look into iNaturalist. And if you're one of those folks that's less comfortable with using mobile devices, iNaturalist is great because it also has the fully functional website. Finally, when you decide to use Seek or iNaturalist, it's nice to follow a basic set of best practices. Try to get diagnostic photos of your subject. For example, if you're trying to submit observations of an interesting tree or plant, try to get multiple shots and angles of the plant, including the underside of the leaves, the buds, or the arrangement of the branches. For mushrooms, try to get a picture of the underside of the cup. Likewise, try to get as many features of an animal's body as possible, though this will obviously be more challenging for animals that move quickly or are seen from a distance. Avoid uploading observations without a photo. And while many are excited to have kids use iNaturalist, please consider preserving the data integrity of iNaturalist by having children use Seek instead. If you want, you can always upload Seek observations onto your iNaturalist account later on by linking your account. Well, I hope by now you have a thorough understanding of the differences between Seek and iNaturalist. Seek is a simple point-and-shoot app meant for hobbyists, while iNaturalist offers a lot more advanced functionality. If you're curious to learn more about some of the advanced features of iNaturalist, or if you need a tutorial on how to use Seek, I encourage you to check out the documentation provided by iNaturalist. I'll put links to those in the description below. Now, I can't say I'm going to give up book field guides forever, but you'll definitely see me using my phone with a lot more frequency. Do you use Seek or iNaturalist? Which one do you prefer? Or are there other apps that you use to identify plants or animals? Let me know in those comments below. From Cleveland, Ohio, my name is Alex, and I'm your CLE Urban Naturalist.